Hello.
Hello, Bernard. How are you?
Hi. I'm good.
Okay. So, Bernard, did you manage to get your laptop or your either it is Apple or what? I mean, it doesn't matter. Do you manage to get a laptop?
Yes, I have a laptop.
Okay. So you are connecting it at the moment using your laptop?
Yes.
Okay, that is good because we need to start practicing. So, okay. Did you make an account on the Replit?
Yes.
Okay, that's excellent. Are you able to share with me your screen? Can you try?
Oh, screen. Actually, I'm using the Zoom using my iPad. Can I share my screen?
You are able to join using two devices, but you have to off one of them, the mic from one of them. So it doesn't matter which one you off the mic. I mean, you are able to
Okay.
join now using a laptop. So I will
All right.
accept that, and then
All right.
you are
Sure.
able to share your screen.
Okay. Wait a second. Like, do I have to use a good, more a powerful laptop for coding, or normal laptop will do?
No, normal laptop should be totally fine.
Oh, okay.
So uh, we can later define to you what is a powerful laptop. But at the moment, since we are using Replit, so you are actually using SAS, which means that you are not actually executing the code on your computer. You are executing it on other servers. So you are just using your web browser. But definitely, when you have a RAM that is more than 8 gigabyte, then it is good. But I mean, it doesn't really affect programming in any way. So you don't
Oh,
have to really spend some extra money just to get a good laptop.
okay, I understand. Actually, I have a problem joining. Like, do you have a meeting link? I mean, like the ID.
No, I mean, are you trying to join from the web?
Yeah, from the web. I have trouble launching it.
You have trouble. So can you send me the trouble? I mean, an image for that what you are facing? Suppose there is there is a password, and I think wait, give me a second. But this only occurs when you are joining from the web. So if you can send me an image, then I'm able to tell you what is the issue.
Okay. Nothing happened when I pressed the launch button.
Okay, let me check. Most probably because you don't have the Zoom installed, but
Actually, I did already install Zoom, but I don't understand why it won't uh forward me to the app.
okay. What about if you, okay, are you able to launch the Zoom from your programs?
Yeah, if I launch my Zoom at my laptop, it asks for the meeting ID.
Okay, what about if you join, okay, meeting ID. Let me check here if I'm able to share with
Or,
you.
or do you have Discord?
Uh, no, but I mean,
Oh,
why we need to use Discord? Because
okay.
the Zoom have, yeah. Uh, Let me check here. If I put this here,
Okay, I'm
So-
able to join.
Oh, really? So this is the ID. Wow, okay. You are
Yeah,
able to
already.
join. Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I think, yeah, okay. So try to share your screen.
Um,
Are you able to see the share button?
yes. Yeah. Okay, are you able to
Okay.
see my screen?
Yes, it take a few seconds, but yes, I can see that you started sharing your screen.
Okay.
So, did you log in inside the Replit itself?
Yes.
Okay, good. So until the Replit or until I'm able to see your screen, are you able to remind me, please, from what we took last time? What do you know about the RAM and what do you know about the CPU?
So the CPU is the brain of the computer, and
Excellent.
the
Mhm.
RAM is allow you to open multiple tabs at the same time.
Okay, good. And what else? What about the hard disk?
But this is all the information you store in all the information you have in your computer, and it help you store the information
Permanently.
permanently.
Okay. And okay, so the RAM, are we able to call it? Yeah, that's good. I can see your screen. So are we able to call the RAM as a primary storage? Did we talk about that?
No.
Okay, so the RAM is a primary storage, and the secondary storage, example of secondary storage is hard disk, CD-ROM, DVD. So all this is secondary storage.
Okay.
Primary storage is RAM, and another example is ROM. We didn't talk about the ROM yet, but this is also considered as a primary storage. Now let us look here.
So does it mean you can store at RAM or hard disk, either one?
No, no. I mean, RAM, they consider the RAM as a primary storage because you are able to store information that you're going to process, but it is a temporary storage at the end.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now let us look here. Let me move this arrow a bit. So I would say, come here, press this.
Press. Okay.
Let me put in a different color. Okay, so we create an app. Can you see
Okay.
I'm writing? Yeah,
Yes.
that's good. So choose from a template or choose a template. Okay, so we choose Python. The beauty here, later on, when we choose C++, or if you click here, so you will be able to see Java, and you will be able to see C++. I mean, you have to remove
Oh,
this Python first
okay.
because
Okay.
yeah, so you see here Java, and I mean, if you remove the Java and put C, then you will be able to see also that we are able to write C++ and even C. So this is the beauty of such an environment, because if we try to install software on our computer, we will have to install one for the Python, another one for the Java, another one for the C and C++. But the beauty here that just using only one link, we are able to, or one website, we are able to create many things. So can you choose Python? Okay, that's good. You already click, right? Yes, that's good. Okay, so we come here. We say, let me try to remember C11. Let me check here the name of the course. CS1, 3 ones and then 0. Okay, wait. So CS1110. Okay, and then you maybe you put Python beside it. So you put Python like that. Okay, press enter.
Actually, starting next class, can we study the other one? Because I think the other one is more relevant to my uni course.
Yes, but I will share with you now. Okay, so yeah, you can just create the app, and then I will explain to you why actually it only makes sense to continue here, because the other one is not actually Python. So it is a mix of many other things. Okay, so can you stop sharing so that you understand? Actually, I already check what you sent to me. Can you off sharing? Then I will actually start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just to let you know so that you are aware. So this is the one this is the link that you passed to me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if I go to, let me go here to even week 0. So if I go to week 0 and I go to the slides, which is the PDF here. So, okay. So this is the slides, and this is C and C++ actually, not even Python, you know. So, okay. And that is what we are seeing here. So this is binary digits. Let me just share with you. So he's explaining not about programming at all at the moment. He's talking about decimals, which is how numbering systems work in computer. We are able to study this, but that is not Python. That is the reason that I see that the one that you gave to me makes more sense than this. So this is still not Python. He's talking about this is an ASCII table. Yes, it have a usage in programming, but still not Python. We're not talking about Python at all. This is introduction to something called data representation. This is Unicode. This is not Python. So he's talking about colors here. I mean, yes, this is theoretical knowledge, but not Python. So, okay, what about the other ones? So if you even look here, that is something called pseudocode, which is not Python. This is an English-like representation of algorithms. I already told you the definition of pseudocode in the previous class. So again, here, not Python. If you would like to do that, yes, but that's not Python. So if you'd go, and this is pure C++. Okay, so this language that he's using here, so he is mixing many things, but no Python. So if you're going to take Python in your first syllabus, then I would not recommend that at all, because they will not talk about data representation in Python class. And if they talk, they will talk in a very limited capacity. This is C++. Then if I open a repo now using C++, I'm able to execute that code, but that's not Python. Python does not end with semicolon. The commands does not end with semicolon. Okay, only Java and C++. But then how I recognize that this is C? Because of these hashes and because of this include, that is only in C++ and C, but not in Java. So far, did I make it clear to you?
Yes.
Okay, so again, And also he's talking about Scratch. Is it Scratch part of your are you going to learn Scratch? The Scratch normally is for people who are
Can send you my syllabus. So
yes, you can. You should give me exact syllabus. But this doesn't seem that it is close to what you told me about learning Python. So you are opening it here, online lectures. Let me check if I can get the course notes.
yeah, I think this.
Yes, yes, okay.
This
So
is a
yes, I already wait. Are you opening something? Yes, yes. Okay. So can you go to 1.1? Actually, yes, that's not bad at all. So yes, we are able to go through this. It's not a PDF files, but who cares? I mean, if it is fine to you, yes, we are able to go through this. So okay, let us go through this. No problem. So even though I didn't read it, but like I told you, things are very similar. So what is he showing you at the moment? I'm not able to. So if you go down here, then you will see this is actually the old computers. So in 1940s or 1950s, when they started to build general computer, it looked like that. Okay, and everything inside that computer is actually switches, and there was no RAM, there was no hard disk to store information. So how they actually run programs, they are only able to run a single program at a time. Okay, and then they use tapes, long tapes, okay, and they store, actually even the tapes was advanced things, you know. So they load every program that they want to run by manually putting a tape. So they needed at least 2 workers to stand beside the computers to be able to run it. And as I told you, they only able to run a single program at a time. Okay, then there happened to be an advanced that they start to add a RAM. So the RAM allows them to actually load many programs at the same time, and they don't really have to load every single program one by one using a tabs. Because if they load up certain program, if they don't want to run it anymore, they want to run another program, they have to load a tab. And as you see, everything is switches. Everything is switches here, okay? So this is in short, if we're talking about these old computers, okay? So do you see it is very big in size? So everything is big. And I think I shared with you in the previous class how the previous RAM looks like. It was bulky and with a lot of wires compared to the current RAM. So far, does this make sense to you?
I guess so.
Okay, so this introduction, just because you didn't know about computers, typically it will never come in in exams and this kind of knowledge.
Can we only focus on the exam?
Yes, definitely. So we can you go down? Can you move down? Or you allow me I myself to actually open it so that I'm able to
Okay, I already share the link.
Yes, I have the link. I already opened it.
Right.
Yeah. I just need to put it somehow here. Okay. Okay, I think you can see my screen, right? So if I go here, okay. Give me a second. I think I need to. Okay, so if we see here, it's actually a programming language. It is a way that we communicate instruction to the computer. So the only way that you can, I mean, the computer does not understand English like us. It only understands certain instructions that we are able to give it. And who designed the instructions? So it is under names called programming language. So we have Java. So the computer, we are able to instruct the computer to actually do certain instructions if we use one of the programming language. Each programming language have its way of representing the instructions that we are able to give to the computer. So certain instructions are easy, like Python. We are able to write a code that instructs the computer to do certain tasks much more easier in Python than we are able to do it in Java. So far clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so a program is actually a text of instructions, a group of instructions that allow us to allow the computer to execute. And I would say execute means run some tasks. So imagine that I would like to add 5 and 3. So if I would like to add 5 and 3, I will make a program that do this job. But typically, we would like to, so I will group a set of instructions together and make them in a form of programs so that I add the 5 and 3. So if I write, this is exactly same like we have done last time. So if I put 5 and 3 like that, and then we said Z equal X plus Y. Do you still remember what we did last time when we added two numbers? So, and then I'm able to say print Z. If I do so, this is called a program. And so we collected a set of instructions. Every line of those is a single instruction. So by doing so, we added two numbers and we printed out the result into the screen. Okay, so if you would like to write a program, you have to know how to write an instructions. So this is how we write an instructions in Python to add two numbers and save the result in a place in the memory and print out that result. So if I would, so let me see, this print, it is a command that we use to actually print things into the screen. And if I say, let me see, there is, I mean, by time when we go through other semantics or other syntax of Python, we will learn that there is another command, for example, there is a command called input, like that. And there is another command that's called int, like that. So I would say that this is what we call a syntax of a Python programming language. This is commands that is specific to the Python language. If we go to learn Java, or if we go to learn C++, we would discover that there is certain commands that is similar to this. That is, we are able to do the same function that we did in Python, we are able to do it in Java, but it have different formats. So every programming language have a different syntax, but we are able to do the exact same thing either in Java or in Python. Sometimes we do things in Java in a shorter number of lines, and that is why Python is popular. So let me go through down here. Okay, so we have to know one thing here, that there is something called Python interpreter. Did you hear about translator or interpreter before?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about them?
Translator means they translate different language. That means they link different language.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so I would say that Python and Java and C++, it is all high-level languages, which is a languages that is written in characters that the human can understand. So human can understand what they mean int, print, input. All this is very common to us. But at the end of the day, this is called, like I told you, high-level languages. So these high-level languages, the computer does not understand. So we need a translator to translate. So if this is a high-level language, you need a translator, which is in this case called interpreter. To translate, to take a high-level language from, for example, Python, in this case, and translate it to machine code. So let me see here if he write that specifically, mediator between programming, writing instruction, and computer hardware. He does not write machine code specifically, but let me see here. Okay, I will search down for that, but typically this is what we call machine code. Let me see if he calls that machine code. Let me search machine code. No. Language or machine language, binary. Does he say? No, he doesn't mention that. But this is how it goes. So if you have interpreter, it translates a Python language or high-level language to a machine code. What is a machine code? Machine code is ones and zeros, like that. Okay, so this is all theoretical part here. Typically, Python files that you create always end with py. Maybe this is not also mentioned here. You are able also to write Python in different programs. So I'm able to tell you that you can go to the python.org and download a program that you are able to install on your computer, or we are able to use Replit. Yeah, so as you see here, he say that all the Python files is ending by .py. We have something called Python console or Python shell. So there is two ways. Like what we are doing at the moment in Replit is that we are writing a whole code, whole set of instructions. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4 instructions. We write them once, one set, and then we start to run the program. Okay, but there is another way, which is the Python shell. Python shell allow you to write a single Python instruction and execute it. Okay, so let me go to the next. I think he will show us how you can deal with the Python console. Yeah, so so if we enter a Python console, it looks like this, and you are able to put instructions here, but a single instruction only. So he put here 4 plus 5. This is not a Python instruction, but you are giving the Python console an operation to do, which is adding 4 plus 5. So it will do that operation and make it appear and give you the result here. And again, what we are doing here, he only accepts a single instruction from us. So this is how the console works. Let me see here. Okay, so I think, give me a second. I will try to go through here. I think the console. Oh, let me try the console on my laptop here. But I just wondering, Bernard, why you didn't give me these links before? I mean, why we rotated around ourselves for long? You give me a lot of links, but why you didn't give me the direct link one shot? Because you make me open many files, many links, but at the end you give me the final link at now. But why you make me waste time actually looking into many files and many links? That is a bit strange to me.
Because I just saw the link just now. I just searched my code on the Google and it popped up this. But last time when I write, there's nothing. There's only slivers. Like I'm sorry, because I don't really have the actual PDF myself.
Okay, but yeah, but I think I mean, at least I would have a chance to look at what we are doing instead of so normally I prepare for every class so that the class is more smoother than now. Now I'm reading and then I'm explaining to you, but that is not. I mean, for me, that is not the best way because I have to read and then I have to think how to explain things to you. So that delay me a bit. So please, I think if you have changes, you have to tell me at least 24 hours before the class. I mean, now I understand your points, but let us hope that we do not do that again, please, because it's not perfect.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think we won't change for this module again.
Okay.
Because this is the actual module. And maybe if I were to start next module, then I will let you know whether this is the actual or the equivalent.
Okay, so let me share with you here. Okay, so you see here. So this is a console that you see. So this is a program that I have installed on my computer, which is, as you can see here, Python. Okay, so this is a free program that you are able to download. Okay, and so if you see here, I write for. Oops. plus 5. This is exactly what he write on the slide. So again, I'm able to, if I say print, so I give instructions. I give any instruction that I would like. I give it to the Python console, and then he will execute that instructions for me. So I'm able to give him any instruction, and then he will execute it. Okay, and then once I press enter, he will give me the result. But using this way, I'm not able to actually write full Python code. Okay, so that is one thing.
So for this, you only can give a single instruction every time.
Yes.
It doesn't add up the instruction.
So sorry again. Can you repeat again?
So this only let you.
Yes.
So this only allow you to put a single instruction instead of a list of instruction, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Correct. Yes. So I mean, at the end of the day, you will never have an exam. You will never have an exam. I mean, just to write a single instruction, but he is trying to introduce you in a very step-by-step way to actually what is a console. He's just introducing you to the console. But and I mean, this is a kind of introduction. So he's going slow, you know. So when I write a full code in the previous class, so that is how we even do it in the IGCSE, you know. So and I mean, of course, every course have its own way of handling things, but yeah. So we're going step by step. So I can write whatever 1 plus 2, or if I write like this, so it will give me 3. Any instructions that I write, it will execute it. Of course, if it accepts the instruction.
It's like a calculator.
It is like a calculator, yes. So I mean, it is not a calculator. That is purely Python. So, but Python are able to add numbers and are able to do arithmetic operation. So that's why if you give it arithmetic operations, it will also accept. So if I say 2 equal 2 or equal 3, for example, can you see that? So this is a kind of programming instruction that I give to him, for example. So you see here, later on, we will talk about this. So here I'm telling him, is it that this number equal 3? I use here something called equality operator. Okay, so if I give him this instruction, so he will reply to me. So I mean, calculator will not accept this kind of instructions or expression. So if I give something like that, so it will reply to me, this is false. This expression evaluate to false because 2 are not equal 3. So if I put here 2 equal 2, so it will give me true, because it is true that both of those are equal each other. Am I right?
Mm.
Okay, so let us go back to here. Okay. Sorry, give me a second, please, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I'm sorry because yeah, I received the call and then they will keep calling if I don't really reply. So Okay, from what we see here, he is trying to explain to us something called data types. So, okay, every number or every variable that we're going to create, it have a data type. So 5 and 5.3 and possibly true or false, and here ch, like that. So no, I think we better make it single character only. So each one of those, if you would like to tell the computer about it, it have a different data type. Okay, so here he's talking about let me see here. So he's talking here about numeric data. So this is the kind of numeric data. Each one of those have a different data type. But why? I mean, this is the numbers that you ever dealt with in mathematics, right? This is we can call it. I mean, this is numbers without any decimal point. In programming, they call that numbers int or integers. Did you hear about integers before?
Means without a decimal point.
Exactly. Okay. And we call so sometimes different programming language have different namings, but integers is common. Any number with a decimal point at the moment inside our Python, we call it float. Okay, so and if we have a true and false, we call that boolean. So he's explaining here boolean data. So this is true and false. This is kind of boolean. And if we look at the strings here, this is strings. So this is what we call here textual data. This is the text. This is characters. So here, this is strings. I can understand that. So here, the data is not very visual. So I have the same data, of course, in different slides that I'm able to share with you now that is more visual than the text that is written here. So this is called Boolean. So why actually the computer need to differentiate between different data? Why it just doesn't find a way to store all the information just in one place and without really a need to differentiate all of those? So every single type of data type here that we have, it have a certain space that is reserved for it. So if I tell the computer, please reserve a place for me in the memory or the RAM that is able to store 5. Okay, so 5, it is an integer. So the amount of space that I reserve in the memory or the RAM to store 5 will be different from the amount of space that I'm going to store in the RAM to store 5.3. 5.3 consume almost double the space that is going to be needed to store 5. Okay, what if let me go through this here. So he's explaining here about natural numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3. And of course, he's talking about integers, which is the int that I told you about. Integer numbers can be negative, can be positive, but it doesn't have any decimal point. Okay, so, and we refer to it as int. Can you see here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and as I said, it can be positive or negative numbers. So if so far from what he's doing here, this is he just putting 110 in the console, and it is returning the same number. And if you put a negative number, it's also returning the same number. That is almost like doing nothing here. I mean, I'm not sure why he need to explain. This is even logic that you don't really need to. So if I put 10 and I press enter, it give me 10 also. If I put 100, negative 100, and I press enter, it also give me negative 100. You are not doing any operation actually here, okay? But if I tell you type, and then I pass, for example, 10. So for example, you don't know really what is the data type of 10. So if I write type here, as you can see, type, it will check what is the number here, what is the data type of the number, and it will reply to me here like that. And then if I write type here, and then I pass it 10 or 1.3, for example, I press enter, it will give me float. So float is a data type of a decimal point. So to be frank, I can see that I need to, to organize my thoughts when I'm explaining to you, and so that we only focus on the important points from your slides. I think I prefer to go through this from the next class, not from this current class. Let me try to give you more about Python from at least the initial slide that you give to me, or even from my slides, and you start to write Python codes, and then we go through this your slide or your text, because this is not a teaching slide. Actually, it is like notes or. So I think this is more effective than just me reading and then explaining to you at the same time, because I see also here there is certain things that we can even bypass. Then I mean, what is the point if teaching you 2 + 3 just give me 5 here? I mean, that is arithmetic operation that you already know upfront. What do you think?
Follow your way.
Okay, so if you allow me, then please, are you able to share your replit? That give me at least, yeah. Can you share your replit, and then I show you how we actually can write some codes there.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing that we need to do, okay, then is you close the assistant, please. Okay, that's good. So if you open here, you will find that all the files that you're going to create. So every time we need to write a Python code, we will write it inside the main. So, and there is a way. So imagine that you write a few codes here. If you would like to keep the code for every class that we take, so you click here. If you click here, then you are able to duplicate the file and give it a name. So if you, can you press duplicate? Okay, so you can write here class 1. So you can change the name here, class 1.py. So yes, excellent. So press enter. Okay, that's good. So of course, this file is now empty. So always our main will be to writing the current code that we would like to execute. The code in class 1 will not execute when we press run, only the code in the main at the moment, okay? So, okay, what if you please write here in the first line, so class 1 is empty. I can pass you a certain code that you are able to write here, but at the moment, try to go to the main and write x equal 10, and then print x. Okay, Are you able to tell me what do you understand here from these two lines?
It will print 10.
Okay, it will print 10. But what do you understand from? Yes, yes, run, please. Yes. Takes time. This is a free tier that you are running here. So it doesn't print anything. Oh, wait, you wrote, wait, you write in class 1. So you have to Control A, Control C, Control A.
Control A. Okay.
You click the mouse here first. Okay, Control A. No, you have to press Control and you keep your hand on Control. Keep your hand on Control and then press A.
This MacBook.
Oh, so
I'm using MacBook.
Never mind. So I would say just copy, because I don't know the commands in MacBook. So what do you do? Yes, copy them. Control C. Oh, you don't have. You can copy from here. Yes. Yes. And they can go to the main, which is here. Yes. Paste. Okay, now run.
C command V.
Sorry again.
Command for MacBook is command C command V.
Okay. Are you able to run now? So it will print 10. Okay. So it means that every code that you need to run, you must write it in the main. Okay. Is that clear?
Okay.
Perfect. So we would like, because we are learning at the moment, so we would like to actually off the AI. The AI will try to make recommendation for the code. So we would like to off this enable. Okay. So, okay. What is this line telling you? Are you able to guess or remember from the previous class?
This is the instruction.
Okay. So this instruction do what? Do you still remember?
You are giving a space at the RAM. Is it the RAM? Saying that to store 10 in the address.
Excellent. Yes. So we ask him to reserve a place for an integer to be stored in the RAM. When we learn other programming language like Java and C++, you have to specify, and I mean, you have to tell the computer that X is going to carry an integer. But in this case, Python do a lot of jobs behind the hood or under the hood for you. So it detects from here, when you put 10 inside here, it detects that X is going to be an integer. It will go reserve an amount of space. In most computers, they reserve 4 bytes. Do you know what the byte is?
I'm sure.
Okay, no problem.
0 and 1.
No, so the smallest storage space that we are able to store information inside the computer is 1 bit. So 1 bit, you're able to only store a single information that can be 1 or 0 inside the computer. And then a single byte consists of 8 bits. And if we look here, so this is 1 byte, and then it consists of 8 bits like that, and all of those storing ones and zeros. Again, we talk about that everything stored inside the computer is actually only ones and zeros. So a byte is a storage place. It's a way to represent a storage area inside the computer. So I am telling here that the integer, every integer is stored in 4 bytes. A single byte consists of 8 bits. So sorry again.
When the number goes to 32, is it also 4 or is 8?
No, it is so okay. The numbers that actually you are able to store inside here, it is actually, I mean, you are able to even store billions of numbers, not billions, but millions of numbers inside here. So can you put 10 million or 100 million inside X?
Can.
So I mean, go to X here, line number 1. Instead of storing 10, yes, add more. Okay, try to print. So if you try to, okay, if it prints that out, it means that, okay, that the X is actually able to reserve a correct place for you to store this data. Okay, so no, actually the place, we have a limit for the amount of data we are able to store inside X. And then, but if we are talking about float, the one that have a decimal point, so typically this is stored in 8 bytes. So the float is when we talk about number that got a decimal point. So that is double the amount of space reserved for the integers. So most of the time, okay, yes, you can try to.
It's still 4 bytes?
It's still 4 bytes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't, I mean, the point here, yes, even if you write 1 or 2, it is still 4 bytes. So 4 bytes actually is, I mean, okay, let me just tell you one thing. So if we go and learn about data representation, so you know that an 8-bit are actually able to represent numbers from 0 until 255. So this is only an 8 bits, but why we reserve 4 bits? So that is because the programming language is designed like that. So they are designed that every integer will have 4 bits. So you might use it all, or you might not need to use it all. It's totally up to you. Okay. So any values that you put, but I'm telling you, 1 byte can store up to maximum 255, which means that if you put 255 here, it is actually stored only in 1 byte. You don't need
integer, is it? 255 integer?
Yes, an integer, yes. Okay.
So I put 255, it's only using 1 byte.
No, it doesn't change. It doesn't change. It is standard that every integer number that you put, it actually is stored in 4 bytes. It's a standard.
Okay.
So integers is 4 bytes. Floats is 8 bytes. So this does not really need 8 bytes in total. So there will be some amount of wasted space. Okay. But at the end, this is out of your control. This is a standard thing that is it works with the computer. And I think he also will talk about spaces most probably in the next slides in your computer program or the computer course that you are taking. So we will look at that. Okay, I will check if they even explain about it. If they don't, then I can share with you other slides if it is important. But I think if he just say, then it's totally fine. So, okay, now you understand that if it is an integer, we will reserve 4 bytes for it. If it is a float, we will reserve 8 bytes for it. But this is done for you. You don't have to control it. It doesn't matter what number. If you put even 1, it will still reserve the 4 bytes. Is that clear to you?
Okay, it's clear.
Okay, good. So we know that when we tell him, okay, are you able to come down here and write that y equal 20? And then go and print the y. Okay, good. So do me also a favor and come down here, press enter. and then write z equal x plus y. And then print the z. Okay, so do you notice what is being printed out? So this is for x, this is for y, this is for z, right? Okay, so are we able to improve the print statement? Yes, we are able to improve it so that it's more clear. So if you have a lot of print statement, that sometimes will confuse you. So I would say, I would put a text like that, that say z equal z. So open this way. So can you now change your print statement to look like that? So this is a comma, and this is the z that you're already inserting. Okay, yes, good. And put a print before it. Okay, you run first, and then I will explain that. So did you notice the difference in the output here?
It shows that.
Z, okay. So anything in between double quotation, it is of a text data type. So as you see here, when we wanted to print, I added a text. How I'm telling that this is a text, because I mark the text by actually having a double quotation here in this way. So this is a double quotation. This is a start of a double quotation. This is the end of a double quotation. The computer is a dumb thing. It's internally, it's dumb. It only needs you to mark things for them. It's blind. So it does not know that this is a text. It only knows that this is a text because you mark it with a double quotation here like that and a double quotation here like that. So
what is the S and E?
Start and end.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, so okay. So what if you remove this double quotation? Just single, yes, only the one here at the end. Yes, enough. No, don't remove the other one. Now run. And watch out the error that comes out here. So you see here, he's saying unlimited string literal, because he cannot recognize that this string or this text is ending. A string is actually basically a text. But we call data types of type text inside Python language as a string. Does this make sense to you, or?
Unterminated means what?
Unterminated means that you remove, I mean, this is a termination. So this, you are terminating the text that this is a text. He does not know the start at the end. You already put the start here. This is the start, and you did not terminate.
Oh,
okay. So if you did not mark it, or terminate I would say mark. If you did not mark the end of your text, he will not know it. He will get confused. He will think that all of this is text.
And how about literal?
So a string literal this is what we are having here. This is what we call string literal.
And syntax is called?
Syntax error means that, so a syntax means that you are not following the programming syntax. So every programming language have a syntax, and the syntax in the Python to show that this is a text that you have to start with a double quotation, end with a double quotation. If you didn't do that, he will tell you it's a syntax error. It means that the syntax for putting a string is wrong. Okay. So does this make sense to you so far? So you see here that he is actually pointing the line of the error to you, and he is also pointing the file name to you. Okay. So when you become a programmer, then you will know that of course, I mean, this Replit can run some good big size programs, but definitely you will not reuse Replit when you are in a big company. So you will use different tools, definitely, and you will have maybe thousands of lines in code that you need to write. And if you do that, if you don't have a tool that tell you what is the file and what is the line of the error, you will be in a big, big trouble. So, I mean, now we're only having 7 lines of code. But later on, when you become professional, you will write a lot of lines of code. I mean, a program, I mean, I have written programs that is maybe 6 or 7,000 lines of code. But of course, this takes time. I mean, you don't write it in 1 or 2 days. That it takes months. And of course, your first program will not be as big as that. Maybe by the end of your first course, maybe maximum you write maybe 200 lines. This is, I think, at maximum. So far, did I make myself clear so far?
Yes.
Okay. So let me also ask you here. Make a print statement and write inside that print statement, type, open a bracket, and put X inside it. And try to run. So what you see here, I'm trying, because, okay, what if I do not know what kind, I mean, X is actually an integer or float. So what if you just come here and add 0.3? Okay, I would like you to run. So if you see here, he's able to detect if you use the function type, you pass it a variable name, or you even pass it an integer or any number, it will detect that this number is actually, you done something?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so you try to put true, right? I understand. But I think you can come here. I will tell you how we can do that. Okay. Write maybe M equal true. And then go down and then write print type M. Can you run? Can you see what is the type? It is a Boolean type. Okay. So true and false give you Boolean. So why, when you change the X just now, it give you an error?
Because that cannot be
exactly true. Correct. Yes. Okay, that is great. So it means that I'm not able to add true to another number. Okay, but when you created that here, yes, it was able to detect. Okay, what if we say S, and maybe you write your name here, Werner, and then write your name in a double quotation. So any string need to be in double quotation. Okay, that's good. And then you come here, press enter, and then you print type S.
Why need to have double quotation?
Okay, because if you didn't put a double quotation, I mean, double quotation is a standard Python way to recognize strings. So if you would like to put a text, you must put it in a double quotation.
Or if number, then no need. Only
yes. Yes. So I mean, if you remove that here, he will not recognize that that this is a string. Okay, so he will give you an error typically. Yes. So let us see the error. He will think that Bernard that you put, he will think that Bernard is actually a variable name, and he will search in all this code for something called Bernard, yet he will not find it. So, but anything that you don't want the computer to process means to search for it. So you put it in between double quotation, he will accept it as it is, he will understand that this is text, and then he will be able to do only processes that is possible to be done on string or text. Okay, so far, okay?
Yes.
Do you know if I would like to print the S? I think it's easy, right? I can just put the S inside the print statement, and then he will print Bernard, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That is good. So I would say, are you able to? Yeah. Okay, that's good. I mean, yeah, print S. And then you can try to run Control Z. Yeah, you have. So okay, now let me tell. So now the str is actually stored for string. And this is Bernard. This is the text that you already actually stored inside the variable. So, and the biggest size that the biggest space that we reserve is actually for strings. String occupy a lot of space from the memory. Okay. So other than that, I think you can off your screen, and then I try to start sharing a few things here.
Okay.
So, okay, I think you can see my screen, right? So, like I told you, you don't have to worry that about your specific syllabus. We will go through it, and you will find very big similarities. Okay, like 2.3 is a result of this arithmetic operation. So, in Python, multiplication is actually done by this asterisk. I think you know it, right?
Actually, no.
Really? Okay, but yeah, okay. So just now when we said Z, we only said, sorry, yes, you're correct. So we said X plus Y. So yes, we didn't use asterisk yet. So asterisk is actually an arithmetic operation. It's an indication. I mean, we don't use X, or I mean the sign of multiplication that we use in the mathematics. We don't use that here in programming language. We always use asterisk to represent that this is a multiplication operation. So we multiply 3 by 7, and then we add 2 to it, and then we multiply that by 0.1. So if we go to the console, if I go to the console now at the moment, and then I write this expression, it will give me 2.3. So so it means that if I take this like this, and then I try to share with you. Can you see my screen? Yes. So if I press enter, yeah, that is interesting here. So, and I think also you will see that. So can you see here? Do you see the, I mean, the 0.3 that comes at the end? So you have to understand that that computer is not very accurate when it comes to decimal point operations. It have a small accumulated error that occur, and this 3 is actually wrong. Okay, so the result should be only 2.3. But we will, in the next coming slides, we will talk about this inaccuracy in computer programs, especially when it comes to decimal point, because there is a limitation also in the space and in the way that the computer do and handle decimal points. So when they deal with decimal point, they have a small fraction that keep accumulating from operations, and that appear to us like that. Okay, is that something serious that you really need to worry your brain about? This is only a single information that at the end, when you come and finish the Python class, they will never ask you about this kind of small things, because there is more important information that you need to deal with, which is they will give you a code, they will give you an exercise, and tell you solve this exercise by writing a few lines of code. And typically this is just an introductory part that always come in the first 1 or 2 slides, but I never saw it in exams. I mean, they will not bother to even ask you about this simple thing, but you need to know it, because when you print such an expression, such an arithmetic operation, you need to just know that this is not accurate, this is an error. So far, does this make sense to you, or are you able to accept this?
Yes. So just ignore it.
I mean, you need to raise your voice, please.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes, yeah. Yes, now better. Yes.
I think you should just ignore the 3 at the end, right?
Yes, exactly. You should ignore the 3 at the end. Yes.
Means you need to identify that this is an error and just ignore, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, correct. And yes, and if I move a bit here, so I moved the slides a bit just to show you that he's talking here about floating point errors. Floating point, which means that this kind of this is a float number, and the number that is at the end here, we consider it an error. So Python cannot store most real number exactly. So similar to the problem of writing 0.13 in decimal. So we say that approximation result in representation error. When we combine expression error, we get the worst. So if I actually try to add these 2 numbers, so that will result. Can you see the comments that I'm putting here? So if I put print, and inside the print I put 0.1 plus 0.2, we expect that the result should be 0.3. But in reality, if you try to print that, you will see that there is a 4 at the end. So this is what we call a representation error. Okay, and at the end, you know that this is an error. That is because Python cannot handle this correctly, and this should not bother you, other than knowing that this 4 that come at the end is an error. So are you able to go to the replit and write print 0.1 plus 0.2? Is that possible? So do it and tell me what you see, and then I also will do that here, and I will tell you.
There's a 4 behind.
So, okay, and also if I share with you here, when I do the same here, can you see my screen? So when I do this print, we also see the 4 behind. So what is the result? This is to come in short, because this is not very important. We just need to know that there is an error, inaccuracy in representing floating points, and this happened with Python, and we should ignore that at the moment. Okay. So, okay. I mean, later on, if you make programs that is in the bank, I mean, dealing with bank, of course, this kind of pennies, if this is money, this is a serious issue. But other than that, there is nothing that you need to worry about. So later on, yes, this could be an issue if you're working with making Python codes or programs that deal with money at the end. Okay. Because it will accumulate. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, he is telling you here that there is arithmetic operation that we are able to do in Python, which is plus, minus, and the division is represented by this slash, and the asterisk is representing the multiplication. I think that is not difficult. And we tried already this command, which is type, and you pass it a number, or you even pass it. So when we say we put 2 inside x, and then we type x, or even we type 2. So this is, how to say, this is a command that is reserved in Python. If I pass it anything, it will tell me the type of the thing inside. If I pass it a number, it will tell me what data type is that. If I pass it a variable, it will tell me what this variable carry what data type. Okay, so is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. And then we are able to move
it's
here.
Like what we did just now, right?
Sorry again?
It's like the one we did just now.
Exactly, yes, exactly. Correct, yes. So, okay, is that the only operations that we are able to do, which is this operations? No. So this is 4 typical operation, plus, minus, multiplication, and division, but we are able to do also other operations, which is that we are able to raise a number to the power of something. So 2 to the power of 2 and 2 to the power of 3. How can we represent that in Python? So we use asterisk, asterisk. So it means that if I would like to represent that in Python, so I would say 2 asterisk, asterisk 2. So I would advise you now, go and write a print statement. And inside the print statement, put 2 asterisk, asterisk 2. And tell me what you see out.
Four.
4. Okay, so does this match? Is this equivalent to this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, okay. And this, we call it integer division. An integer division, if I divide 10 by 3, it gives me a decimal point, right? It gives me 3.333 something, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what if I am not interested in the decimal part here? So it means that I would like to get rid of everything after the decimal point. How can I do that? I don't use a normal division like this. So I would like you first to make a print statement that have inside 10 divided by 3. Okay, and then after that, you write a print statement that have 10 //3 and tell me the output of both of those, these two.
Uh, 1.0 and 1.
Did you divide 10 by 3?
Okay, sorry.
You read it one, right?
It's okay. Okay. Okay, 3.33335 and 3.
Okay, so it means that I have done the same operation, but when I use an integer division, it means that I only get the integer part of the results, and I ignore the decimal point, even though the typical operation of division will result in 3.33, right? So yes. Is that clear to you?
What if 2.3, 2 divided 3?
I'll put it. It will result in the, I mean, of course, if the number here, I mean, if you do an integer division, it means that it will result in 0 only. So if you put a number here that is lower than this, definitely you will have 0, because that will result in 0 point something, right?
Even though the after the decimal is 6, it doesn't add up to 1.
No, it's not going to approximate anything. It just gets rid of anything after the decimal. It will get rid of the decimal point and anything after the decimal point.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're talking about, did you ever take the modulus in mathematics? Do you know what the modulus do?
Well, that's it. Everything is positive.
So if we divide, let me think. Okay, yeah, let us go with exactly the same like this. So when I divide,
wait a second. Like
remainder.
Are we going to like copy this, like this page? Because I mean, is this like how am I going to refer back after our class? Like the thing we learned.
Okay. So I'm able to give you videos.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So actually, because you only paid yesterday, so I didn't know, to be frank. I'm sorry, but I apologize. In your case, I understand that maybe you feel that things are nasty than usual, but really my previous experience was not. You proved to me that there could be a good result from I'm dealing with a student, but typically previous experience was not nice at all. I don't need to tell you the experience; it was not nice. But okay, so you paid, so I know that you're serious. So I already uploaded the previous video recording on the YouTube, and because this is the only way to pass it to you. So I will give you immediately after the class. I will give you the link, and once I convert that recording, I will also upload it, and I will pass you the link. Okay, and then the slides I'm able to. But you are the one who gave me these slides, right?
Oh, my question is, are you able to write on the slide so that I refer back to the slide? I can straight away look at the notes that you wrote.
So I think that's not. That means that you then the best way then is to write on a whiteboard, not because I'm not able to wrap this you're only able to see it in the video, and I'm able to give it to you on a slides. I can give you the slides, but
means you're not able to write on the slide.
This will not appear on the slide. This will not appear on the slide, definitely.
Means you can't write it on the slide.
Yes, because I can't repeat what I write. I can't repeat the whole class again alone.
Oh, no. What I mean for future class, like maybe
we can write on a whiteboard, and then I can try to save the whiteboard and pass it to you. That is the best way. Yeah, this is yeah. So there is whiteboards that I'm able to use. Yeah.
Yeah, either the whiteboard or write on the slide also can you do. Like depends on you.
Yeah. Let me think if there is a way, but I was never asked that before, so I never thought about it. Let me check if there is a way that I'm able to add what I write here using my hand on the slide. Let me see. Let me check. But to be frank, I never do it before, so I have to check. It was never requested from me before. So let me check this. Okay. Okay. So that's the last thing before we close. So do you know when we divide 10 by 3, we actually, you also know that if we multiply 3 by 3, it gives me 9, right? So do you know the concept of remainder of a division?
Oh, okay.
Do you know that? Did you hear about it before?
Remainder, yeah.
So, if I say that this division results in 3 and a remainder of 1, would that be understood by you, or that is not something that you can understand?
Yes, it means 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 10. No, 3 times 3 plus 1 is 10.
Yeah, so, okay. Yes, it means like that. So, in short, the modulus operator here, if I say 10 modulus 3, it will give me what? It give me only the remainder, which is 1. It will not give me the result of the division operation. So, okay, what it will do is that the remainder will try to find the nearest number that if I multiply it will give me just the lowest remainder here for the operation. And if I mean, or we can say it like this. So if I divide 10 by 3, it will give me 3 as an integer. And then I will totally ignore the decimal point. And then I will multiply 3 by 3. And this gives me 9. Okay. I will subtract 9 from 10. It gives me 1. And this is the remainder. So if we would like to do this manually, so divide 10 by the number. So if I put here, for example, 7. If I divide 7 by 3, it gives me what?
7 by 3, 2.1.
Okay, so we ignore the decimal. We take 2. So if I multiply 3 by 2, it gives me 3 by 2, it gives me 6. Am I right?
Yes.
I then subtract this 6 from the 7. It gives me 1. So the remainder is 1. Okay, how can you tell that I am telling you the truth? So make a print statement. Print 7 modulus 2. Oh, 7 modulus 3, sorry.
7 divided 3.
Yes, modulus. Modulus, which means that you have to find this on your keyboard.
Remainder. Okay, it's 1. The remainder is 1.
Excellent. And what about if you do it also with a 10 modulus 3?
So 1.
Okay. So does this make sense or is complicated? This portion?
Makes
slightly
sense.
complicated.
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay. But modulus have a big story with us in programming. It have a lot of usages. Okay. And there is a lot of algorithms and tricks that is based on using modulus. So, but of course, that is beyond that specific slide. And of course, we are approaching the end of our class. So I will, of course, I mean, I can't tell you now the programming tricks because it needs a lot of commands that you didn't take yet. So we have to go through the other slides, and then I'm able to explain that you want once you are ready for it. Okay.
So
yeah.
Are we going to study the link that I sent to you
Yes,
next class?
definitely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Don't worry.
So to prevent the same thing from happening like just now, should I give you my university name and also the module name?
But I mean, but if I mean, this is if in the next, I mean, this link that you give to me, it will give us the whole links for the whole course, right? I mean, until we finish the whole course, then we don't need to look any other links, right? Or
yes, it's only for one module. It's only for one module.
So okay, the one module is for one whole semester, right? Or
no. It's I think there's 8 or 4 modules per semester.
Oh, okay. Then you give to me. Yes. Okay. Then you can give them to me. Yes. Okay. Sure.
Then
yeah.
I give you the module. Then you.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Okay. Definitely. Yes. Yeah. Give it to me so that I can because so okay. Bernard, I'm teaching other classes, and I mean I prepare for all the classes, and students sometimes studying things in similar. So before every class, or at least for every student, I need to write and prepare comments. Where did you stop? What is your weakness? where I need to stress things on your understanding. So everybody is different. So when I'm especially if things come on a short notice, it become a bit difficult because classes sometimes come after each other, maybe only half an hour between a class and another. So that's why I need time to look into things. Okay, so starting from this class, you will have actually exercises. So I will pass you typically, yes, these slides, I know that on the next class we will start with different slides, but you will find similarities. You don't think that they are far from each other. The operation and the arithmetic operations and the type and all this, what we use, we will study it. Only maybe in this module, maybe in the next links, but we will study it. We will study it. Every Python course have this kind of things. It's similar. Okay. So what I want to say, you will have an exercise. It is advisable that you submit the exercise at least 24 hours. So I can, because it's not only that I need to check your exercise, but I need to think, if you make a mistake, how can I strengthen these issues in your understanding? So that takes time. So sometimes I need to go out of my way from the current slides. If the current slides is not helping, I need to think of a way to improve your understanding. So that sometimes need me to prepare maybe different slides. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so, and that is one thing. Second thing is, you need to tell me what time you need to fix. So it seems that 11 a.m. also is not suitable for you, right?
No, it's only for this week. Maybe I need to check my schedule for, I need to check my schedule.
Okay, so yeah, and you need to confirm to me. I think Saturday you will not take, right?
I will confirm with you again. It's okay.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so yeah, okay, that's I think that's fine at the moment. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else you need to ask me?
Can I ask you a question after you press the end recording?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Give me a second. Yeah.